Welcome to Reality Remake and to the Before You Buy segment, where I show you some gameplay of one of the many VR games out there and share my first impressions. Today's game is Among Us VR, massively anticipated because of the breakout success of Among Us in 2018. I'm going to assume here that you are familiar with the basics of Among Us, which translate perfectly to the VR version. 10 people per match and 2 imposters. Crewmates complete tasks to win, imposters kill crewmates and sabotage to win. The real question is, how does this gameplay translate to VR? The answer is extremely well. Among Us VR is the first social deduction game to come to the Quest 2, and it is beautifully simple and fun as it is on any other platform. It's even enhanced here. The tasks, while still repetitive, are more immersive and tactile when done with your VR hands instead of just tapping on a screen. Having to look around with your actual head instead of always having a top-down 360-degree view means that some new tactics, like hiding spots and sneaking up on people, are now possible. VR serves to make the gameplay of Among Us even more interesting and dynamic. Watching an unsuspecting crewmate come into view while they're busy looking away at something else as you sneak up behind them is even more thrilling as the imposter, while always trying to keep an eye over your shoulder as a crewmate and backing away from any sussy people is even scarier. Of course, the best part of the game is even better now. The social deduction itself. Each emergency meeting or found body still has all the drama, accusations, and evidence gathering of Among Us.
I've been following Purple for a while. Blue looked pretty clean. Purple, I don't know about.
I haven't seen anybody this whole round, but
watch it be wrong again. Watch it be wrong again.
What makes it better is actually being able to look right at your accuser or accused with your 2 eyes right in front of you, and even point with your actual hands. None of Among Us VR's characters have visible faces, of course, but the arguments are even better when you can point at the accused or even physically surround them. While the gameplay itself is great, the only problems with it are those inherent to the VR platform. The greatest is playing with your friends. It's really easy to convince a group of your friends to download a free app and play Among Us, or even play a little and download the game, since most people have computers and gaming consoles to play it on, and practically everyone has a smartphone that can handle it. If your friends don't have a Quest 2 and you want to play Among Us VR with them, then you might have a hard time convincing them to invest hundreds of dollars in hardware just for this. This means you're more likely to rely on public lobbies, though you'll find one very quickly and they're very easy to join. The usual Quest multiplayer crowd is evident. There are some kids that are probably too young to be playing VR, at least according to Meta's terms of use, and you'll get some that scream and some that don't know what they're doing well enough to take a meaningful part of the game. Still, after playing many games, I found that it is common to have enough level-headed people in a lobby that this doesn't ruin the experience. In fact, I've never left a lobby because it had too many loud or clueless kids in it. Older teens and adults are still more common. In conclusion, if you're wondering if VR makes Among Us better, then the answer is yes. That is, if you like VR at all. If you're not comfortable standing for long periods of time or easily get nauseous, this game still might not be for you, even if you like Among Us. But if you've enjoyed VR before and love Among Us or social deduction games in general, then Among Us VR is a no-brainer, priced at a low $9.99. This has been Reality Remake. Thanks for watching.